In an event where maybe, let's say, there's a hypothetical altcoin season during this cycle, there's three different hypothetical price scenarios that I have on my mind right now when it comes to SEI. And even though nothing I say is financial advice, what is the first one? And that is maybe the idea of $5. Now, it would be nearly an 18x from here, and if we were to, let's say, consider the current circulating supply, the market cap at that point would be nearly 31 billion. However, to me, why wouldn't this necessarily surprise me? It's because, yeah, sure, SEI has a lot of competitors, but I still like it fundamentally speaking. Like, for instance, SEI is allegedly the fastest EVM, or should I say Ethereum virtual machine, blockchain for high-frequency applications. Again, this is allegedly what I've seen, and when it comes to that, I think that's a very impressive thing, actually. However, even besides that as well, I find this very impressive because, of course, Ethereum, it's a very popular layer 1 blockchain, and also we take a look at, the attention it has because of the Ethereum ETF, and just kind of the popularity it has overall. So I like this aspect when it comes to SEI, and again, allegedly being the fastest Ethereum virtual machine blockchain for high-frequency applications. I think that's very impressive, especially when I consider how a lot of other projects out there have this, Ethereum virtual machine aspect to it as well. So again, I think it's a pretty big achievement when it comes to SEI. Supposedly, on SEI, right, high-frequency applications can be built that settle in 400 milliseconds. I mean, wow, I just find that very impressive, actually. That's literally less than half a second. Again, this is why I find it very impressive, but even besides that as well, I've also seen when it comes to SEI how they're backed by Circle, which is the creator of USDC, and again, USDC is very popular, right? Also on top of that, we take a look at Circle, it's also publicly listed, and another backer when it comes to SEI is supposedly Coinbase, which again, is very massive. So overall, I do like SEI fundamentally. Also on top of that though, I take a look at the SEI ecosystem, and when it comes to it, I like the aspects of AI and as well as decentralized finance. So let me explain why. Because the AI market is expected to be worth nearly $2 trillion by 2030 according to Granby Research. So that's very impressive. And also on top of that, yet again, according to Granby Research, the DeFi market, or should I say the decentralized finance market, is expected to be worth over $200 billion by 2030. So overall, I like SEI's ecosystem. I like the fundamentals, and that's pretty much it. But again, hypothetically, at the idea maybe $5 during an event where, let's say, even if there is a fully fledged type of altcoin season, it wouldn't necessarily surprise me when it comes to SEI. Now, the second hypothetical price scenario that I have on my mind is maybe $6 when it comes to SEI. That's around a 20x from here, and the market cap at that point would be nearly 37 billion if we were to consider the current circulating supply. Now, even though BNB reached a new all-time high during this cycle, even back in 2021, at a certain point, it reached a market cap of over 100 billion. And again, if I take a look at SEI, supposedly the fastest Ethereum virtual machine blockchain for high-frequency applications, a market cap that is slightly under 37 billion wouldn't necessarily surprise me. This is just my perspective though, but again, I've also seen something like Shiba Inu reach around $40 billion in market cap back in 2021. If the market cap needed was like 300, 400 billion, that's a totally different case. Like, even I wouldn't even want to think about that at all, actually. But then, this doesn't seem maybe too ridiculous to me, but this is just the way you take a look at it. Now, the final hypothetical price scenario that I have on my mind is maybe $7 when it comes to SEI, which is a 25x from here, and the market cap at that point, considering current circulating supply, be nearly 43 billion. Now, the way you take a look at it is this. When it comes to, again, during this cycle, what I like is how there's supposedly over 600 million crypto owners currently, whereas in the peak of the 2021 bull run, there was around 300 million. I like the Ethereum ETF. I like the Bitcoin ETF. I just like the factors right now a lot better when compared to back then. Now, granted, I don't think I've seen a fully fledged type of altcoin season during this cycle, but if maybe there was one, if it looked better than back in 2021, it wouldn't surprise me. However, maybe, hypothetically, the idea of $7 when it comes to SEI wouldn't necessarily surprise me either. Maybe. However, also on top of that, when it comes to the timeline, I don't think I'll be able to find the exact moment in time. However, all I can do is really just stay patient, hold, and I just wait. That's it. Because, for instance, whether or not altcoins, if they ever even want to have like an altcoin season, let's say, and be it next month, or let's say it waits until near the end of Q1 of 2026. So let's say like around March of 2026. Again, whenever that timeline is, if it ever even does, it's going to be beyond my control. So the only thing that is within my control is myself, and what I'm doing is just dollar cost averaging into the projects that I am a fan of and just holding and just waiting. That's it. I'm not telling them to do anything, but what I'm doing is just literally preparing for a moment in time in which it does something, as opposed to trying to find the perfect moment, because I don't think I'll find the perfect moment. So I'm just preparing for a moment in time and just staying patient. And again, that's pretty much about it. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's Willie the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.